Hey everyone, welcome to Booster Tutor. I'm Brandon, and our Devastation has finally been spoiled. You know what that means? Pre-release this Friday at midnight, so we got some cards to go over. First, we're going over Multicolor. We're going to do top 10 commons and uncommons, and then afterwards talk about some of the rares and mythics you definitely want to play with. So there are only about 10 commons or uncommons for the Multicolor, so let's put them in order, see how they do. First off, Claim to Fame. Claim 1 black for sorcery. Return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And its aftermath is Fame 1 and a red for sorcery. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. So in draft, I could see this being really good because aggro decks want this. Lots of cards you can get back. Standard, modern, yeah, I could see some stuff for that. But sealed, not so much. Yeah, it's cheap, but you're getting back a cheap creature that probably isn't going to do much. Even if you have a rare or mythic that is 2 converted mana cost or less, it's probably not that great late game if you get to use this. So that's why it's number 10. It's just not going to do enough in sealed. All right. Number 9, Resolute Survivors. 1 red-white for a 3/3 human warrior. You may exert Resolute Survivors as it attacks. Whenever you exert a creature, Resolute Survivors deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Alright, so another really good draft card, but for sealed, not so much. 3 mana for a 3/3, that's always good. It's double color though, so you really want to be aggro with this card and have tons of exert, and sealed, sometimes that's not going to happen, so on its own, it's not that great. You're exerting it to do 1 damage to an opponent and gaining a life. That's just not good enough. So, 3 for a 3/3, that's good, that's why it's number 9, but its other abilities just aren't good and don't go well into a sealed deck, right? Number 8, Consign to Oblivion. Consign, 1 in a blue, instant, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Its aftermath side is Oblivion, 4 in a black for a sorcery. Target opponent discards 2 cards. 1 in a blue to, bounce a non-land permanent, so it's basically disperse. That's always fine. You're getting an artifact, you're getting a token, something just to mess up their tempo. And then the Oblivion, 5 mana, discard 2 cards. That's not great, but late game, sometimes all they have is 2 cards, and hey, just get rid of them. So it's fine. The blue side, I would just play as the blue, so that's why that's pretty nice. Sometimes you have an aftermath card, and the face one is just it's not good enough to play on its own. But this one, I could see it. So that's why it's number 8. Number 7, Appeal to Authority. Appeal, green, sorcery. Until end of turn, target creature gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Its aftermath side is Authority, 1 and a white for sorcery. Tap up to 2 target creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain vigilance until end of turn. Alright, so a very cheap pump spell, only for 1 creature, but still good enough. And its Authority side, you're tapping down their blockers, and you're exerting things, and they're not tapping. Just really good in the green-white deck. In the green deck, maybe I'd play it just for its appeal side, but in a green-white deck, it's amazing. So, there you go. Number 7, Appeal to Authority. Number 6, our first gold creature. Bloodwater Entity. 1 blue-red for a 2/2, elemental, flying, has prowess, and when it enters the battlefield, you may put target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. Alright, 3 mana for a 2/2 flyer, that's a Windrake, but it is 2 colors. It does have prowess though, which is very nice in the blue-red deck. And then the fact that you just get to get a spell back, instant or sorcery back from your graveyard, put it on top of your library, which kind of sucks, but, I'll still take it. You're getting back your best spell you've already used. Could be a burn spell. It's a pretty good guy. It's just that the blue-red deck, I never really liked. In sealed, it's way better in draft if you can get it. In sealed, it's just very wonky and hard to get off, but it's a very good creature. If you could splash for it, yeah, probably do that too. All right. Number 5, Unraveling Mummy. 1 white-black for a creature zombie. It's a 2/3. Pay 1 and a white. Target attacking zombie gains lifelink until end of turn. Or pay 1 and a black. Target attacking zombie gains death touch until end of turn. 3 mana for 2/3, but it's a zombie, and it helps out all your other zombies. So if you get multiple zombies, this card's amazing. If you don't have even any other zombies, it can do this stuff to itself. 3 mana for a 2/3, not that great, but pay 2 mana, it becomes something with death touch, or pay 2 mana, it comes in with lifelink, or 4 mana, it's lifelink and death touch. Pretty good creature, really like it. On its own, it's fine. With other zombies, it's so good. That's why it's number 5. And number 4, River Hoopoe. A green and a blue for a 1/3 bird, has flying, and pay 3 green, blue. You gain 2 life and draw a card. Alright, so 2 mana for 1/3 flyer, that's fine. Blocks early, blocks pretty good. What's really nice is the 5 mana to gain 2 life and draw a card. Late game, that's amazing. So say you're just out of mana or out of things to do late game, you're drawing cards to do things later on and gaining life in the meantime. If you just want to tap in, get in for 1 damage, you can do that. Pump it a little bit sometimes. I mean, it's a really good card. It's in the green blue deck, which, I mean, just never really worked out for me. But still really nice card. I would take it. Yeah, I like it. That's why it's number 4, River Hoopoe. Number 3, Farm to Market. 2 and a white, instant. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature. It's Aftermath side, market. 2 and a blue, sorcery. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. So, farm side, awesome. It's basically just a rebuke. 3 mana, destroy target attacking or blocking creature. I'll always play that in a white deck. Blue side, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Not that great, it's mainly just filtering. But that's why it's in your graveyard, Aftermath. When you have too many cards or you just like have a bunch of lands, you pop it off. Just get rid of those lands and get 2 new cards. Very nice. That's why it's number 3, Farm to Market. And number 2, another really good gold card. Obelisk Spider. 1 black green for a 1/4 spider, obviously. Has reach. When it deals combat damage to a creature, put a -1/-1 counter on that creature. Whenever you put 1 or more -1/-1 counters on a creature, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Alright, so in the counters deck, this is bonkers. Like, just so good. It, like, not even works, it works on its own, but then also, like, synergies with the other counters, because you're putting on counters from other cards on their stuff, and you're still gaining life, and they're losing life. It's just blocks so good, and when it does, it's, you know, making them lose life and making their creatures smaller. Even if you're not in the counters deck, and you just have this guy, he's still really good. So that's why it's number 2. So good. Have I mentioned that? Obelisk Spider. And number 1 is an Aftermath card, and it is Struggle to Survive. Struggle. 2 and a red for an instant. Struggle deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Survive, the Aftermath side, is 1 and a green for sorcery. Each player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. Alright, forget that green side. Who cares about that? It's that red side. Struggle is so good. It's basically Ground Assault, but it's 1 color. Costs 1 more, but instant, just, you know, deal damage to how many lands you have. So basically, it's always going to take 3 damage because you need 3 to play it. So that's always great. Love this card. Would play it just in anything that plays red. So very nice. All right, let's talk about these rares and mythics. First, the gods. So good. Play them if you can. Don't force them. But if they're in your colors, definitely play them. If you can splash for them, I'd splash for them. Nickel Bolas, not so much. 3 colors. That's going to be hard and sealed. Unless you're like a black, red, blue deck, like easily. Like, oh, these cards are all awesome. I'll just, you know, you can throw them in. So, of course, he's going to be good. But if you're like, have a really good green, red deck, go with the green, red deck. Don't splash him or anything like that. That's crazy. Samet, speaking of red, green, pretty good. Not the best Planeswalker, but in sealed, going to do a ton of work. So definitely play that if you can. Splash for it if you can too. And Aftermath cards, there's a few that are good. There are a few that are kind of junk. So Grind to Dust, awesome card. Just like in black and white, amazing with just black, really good. So definitely play that. Driven to Despair, great card. In green black, awesome. And just a green deck, it's fine. But green black's where you want to be in that one. So Reason to Believe, pretty good card. Blue side, it's okay. Pay 1 to scry 3 is not great. Green side's really good though. 5 mana, you know, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature, you put into play. If that's a 7-drop, you're just up. If it's a 2-drop, it doesn't feel great, but you're still getting a creature. Would play in a blue-green deck. Don't know if I play in a straight blue deck. And, wouldn't play in just a green deck because it's too hard to get the Aftermath into the graveyard just to play that. Yeah, not worth it. The other two, Leave a Chance and Refuse to Cooperate. I don't like them. Leave a Chance, what are you even doing? That's just, yeah. And Refuse to Cooperate, it's a little too cute with the, I'm going to do damage, how much that spell is. It's just like, it's not even worth it just to do damage to the opponent, and you don't even get to, like, it's not like a set amount, you know. So, yeah, don't like those two. But the other one's pretty good. There we go. There's my take on the multicolor cards. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. Going to be doing some others throughout the week. I'm going to just pump them out because we got to get done by Friday. If you want to follow me on Twitter, booster_tutor. And see you next draft.